New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Tanya Messenbach, age 48, endured $2.1 million of reconstructive treatment and is only halfway through the healing process after the incident. Tanya spent a total of 6 months in a hospital as a result of the damages. The tragic accident occurred in December 2018 when she and her husband Donald were relaxing in their garden, preparing to cook dinner on their outdoor fire pit. Unfortunately, as Donald prepared the fire, Tanya leaned over and lighter fluid sprayed on her arm, face, and hair, causing her to go up in flames. Tanya, who was from Atlanta, was taken to the hospital immediately, but her burns were so severe that she was placed into a medically induced coma for 2 months. In this time, doctors performed extensive reparative surgeries on her, including a full face skin graft. Tanya spent a total of 6 months in the hospital, and even when she was released, she would return regularly for various surgeries. Loyal partner Donald was furious at himself for the accident and stayed by her side at all times, keeping a diary for her to read once she was taken out of the coma. The hospital provided $1.7 million for her surgeries but weren't able to pay any more, and Tanya had no insurance. Luckily, the staff applied for state assistance for her and managed to secure what she needed for extra funding. In total, her surgeries have costed $2.1 million, but she's only halfway done. She later on stated, quote, "My husband was amazing. He stayed with me the whole time. He was there for me in the hospital for all 6 months, and then he learned about administrating my medication, cleaning my wounds, and bathing me and everything. While I was in the hospital, my husband was so angry with himself for the accident and terrified of losing me that he kept the diary just between us because he said the worst part was not being able to talk to me." And she also stated later on that she forgave him for the accident. Like I said, somebody has to. I would love to hear the excuses in the comment section from those individuals, and try to excuse away everything that took place or try to deflect by, like, oh, but look at what this black man, look at what black men, look at what's been. I would love to hear all of the excuses that you have to, in a sense, justify how it is that this was able to happen. I've used the grill myself quite a few times. I've lit in quite a few fires. And I am not too sure how it is that you could supernaturally put some fluid down and then it just whoosh flies into a whole nother direction onto a whole nother person, in a sense, injuring them over 50% of their body, having them placed into a 2 month long medically induced coma, having them basically go through $2.1 million worth of surgeries and still not even done. And then after that, suffering a fungal infection on their scalp of a fungus that is not even naturally found on human beings. Like I said before, there's a variety of things wrong with this story, but as I've stated before, it is what it is at the end of the day. How many of those quote unquote women are going to talk about this story and how ridiculous it is that this even took place and that it even happened to this woman? It is a drastic difference in between how she looked originally versus how she looks now. And the amount of work that the doctors had to basically do before the end result. Like I said, the pictures I'm not even going to show here. If you want to go look at those pictures, you can go, look at those for yourself. Like I said, it's bad. It is bad. And I'm just waiting for the justification to just start running amok. I'm waiting for the deflection to start running amok, because at the end of the day, you have a lot of those out there that state that they care about black women, but when you bring up stories like this, they don't really care about black women. They don't highlight stories like this. They don't talk about stories like this, right? The only thing that they're going to focus on is like, well, I'm glad that their love is so strong that they can seemingly work through anything. I hope that I can find somebody like that. Right? Those would be some of the things that they would highlight or talk about or want to, push directly out there. A lot of them are like, well, it is an excuse. And he did sit up there and make the effort to stay and be by her side because he felt bad for what happened. Like I said before, for me, I'm looking at this as more than an accident. You don't, this is not something that just happens. I've been to tons of barbecues, I've been around tons of grills. This has never taken place. Even when there's wind, this has never taken place to me. So, like I said before, somebody has to make me understand scientifically how in the world that this took place where this woman ended up taking damage to her body of over 50% of her body, changing her drastically and also affecting her mentally. But like I said before, the reason why, and I'm going to be honest, the reason why she is still there is because she knows at the end of the day that is going to be the main person that is going to in a sense accept her for how she looks at this moment in time. He is the only person that is going to be with her in a sense judgment free at this moment in time. And that's not to say that she wouldn't be able to go out here and potentially find somebody else that will love her, after everything basically took place. But realistically for her, mentally she is not in the same place. Like I said, this has caused more than just the initial physical damage. The amount of irreparable damage this has done to her mentally is going to be there for the rest of her life, because she is going to see herself without the makeup, right? Without the hair, right? She's going to be the one to see herself without clothes on, and she's going to live and look at all of the memories and relive all of that, right? Dealing with her muscles being in atrophy because she wasn't moving for months at a time when she was in a hospital, not even being able to potentially wiggle around in the bed, having to sit up there and go through muscle therapy in order to regain how to sit up there and move her arms and her legs. But like I said before, a lot of those out there that state that they care about black women, they're not going to state a lot of these stories. They're not going to talk about how wrong this is and how this should have never occurred and how it should have never happened. They're not going to say that. They're going to continue overlooking this story, and they're going to focus on their quote unquote kings, and then they're going to focus on trying to negatively attack black men and young black boys. But like I said, it is what it is at the end of the day, and some people are just going to learn the hard way. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.